Alright, part 2. Thank you for watching, for staying with me and following the words that I'm saying slowly. Pause if you don't understand anything coming up in the next few minutes. Alright, last step was to come up with this, right? This is our storyboard, which is also known as the pseudocode, and we are going to write in some animation today. We're going to write some code, and I'll do that by doing setup scene, okay, and I'm going to go to all classes. You'll get a list of classes down here at the bottom, and we said from my pseudocode in part 1 that we wanted to have somebody walk in from the right hand side, so I'm going to choose Biped class, and let's pick something interesting here. Let's pick the March Hare. I'll click on New March Hare. Alright, that's March Hare. This comes up. This gives me the opportunity to name my March Hare. And I'm only going to put one character in this particular Alice world, so I don't have to rename him. Alright. So I'll click OK. Alright. Now, I don't see him anywhere, but I know that he's in the world because there's an instance in this world of the March Hare. So I'm going to try to get him to appear onto the screen so that we can manipulate where he is. I'm going to right click on this March Hare, and I'm going to go to procedures, and I'm going to have him move to. Alright, so this March Hare, procedures, move to, and I've got all these objects that I could have him move to. Alright, now the move to command moves center to center, so it's going to take the center of the March Hare and it's going to move him to whatever I select here as the argument to this method. And I do see that there's a pond here, that there's river pieces. I'm trying to think of something that's going to be easiest for us to move to. Here's another thing you can do in Alice. If you don't know what a certain object is and you want to know what it is, you can left click on it once and it usually will come up. So this particular object is called jungle shrub. Alright, and you can see that it's been highlighted by the circular ring that is encompassing this jungle shrub. So just to get the March Hare into this world, what I'm going to do is do this March Hare, and I'm going to right click, I'm going to go procedures, I'm going to go move to, and I'm going to go jungle shrub 3, and that should make him appear. Voila, there he is, jungle shrub 3. The center of the March Hare, I suppose, is the ground because he moved right to the center of the shrub. Alright, everything in Alice has a position and orientation. So this particular March Hare, the only March Hare that's in this instance of the world, is oriented left because he is facing that way, and he is positioned at the same exact location, and here are your position coordinates here, as the center of the jungle shrub. Alright, so I like his orientation because, remember, we said in the initial design that we wanted for him to walk in from left to right to the center of the screen and turn to face the camera. So I only have to take this ring and spin it a little bit to get his orientation perfect. Alright, and let's see if Murphy's with me now. He is not facing how I want him to, so I'm just going to continue to spin him until he is oriented correctly. Alright, another thing you can do is right click on the March Hare to get your procedures. And turn, and I'm just going to do an arbitrary 1.25 and see how that orients him. Not quite. Maybe let's do another turn. This March Hare, turn right, 0.25. You have to be very patient when you write code, okay? This is a procedural thing. And so I see that he's almost right, so I want to turn him a little bit more. So I'm going to turn him a custom amount, custom decimal number. Alright? And I'm going to do 0.1 and see what happens here. My number lock's not working, 0.1. And let's see. That looks quite right. So now he's oriented this way to the left of the camera, but remember, the initial shot is that he enters the screen from the right hand side and walks to the center. Alright? So I'm going to now click Edit Code. Alright? And I've got no code here yet. This is all just initial setup, scene setup. Reselect this March Hare, and let's do, we want him to move back just enough so that he's out of the screen, okay? So I think I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to do that in part 3. But part 2 was creating the instance of the biped class March Hare, which is this object, which is now in the world, and orienting it from right to left so that he is facing to the left of the camera. Thank you for watching.